Welcome to Khanversations. I'm Muqtedar Khan, your host, and today I'm going to talk about exit polls. India's had a long polling sessions from starting in April 19th, 7 phases that ended today on June 1st. The results are going to be out on June 4th, but we now have the exit polls, and I want to reflect a little bit about the exit polls. But before that, subscribe to Khanversations, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share the video with your socio-political network as you go forward. So there have been three data points really during this election. First was the pre-polling predictions, where very clearly people had predicted that Modi and his party BJP would win easily. And so if you remember the CSDS poll, Center for the Study of Democratic Societies, they had done a poll in partnership, I think, with the Hindu newspaper. And if you go back and look in April, I actually did a Khanversations, basically analyzing the CSDS poll. And then the next data point we got was the fact that there were voter turnout was low, especially in the first and second phase. And for most of the first 1 month, people kept talking about the voter turnout. And then we had this debate between Prashant Kishore and Yogendra Yadav, where they started making forecasts. Prashant Kishore was predicting that BJP would either do as well as it did in the past or better, and Yogendra Yadav was predicting that BJP would not even get 230 or 240 seats and would struggle to reach the magic figure of 274 in order to have a majority to form government. So we had those two narratives, and I actually did a conversation discussing the logic behind the two narratives. It is very clear from the exit polls now that Prashant Kishore was not only more or less accurate, but he was like hitting the nail on the head every time. And Yogendra Yadav was clearly far away from what the exit polls are saying. But let me add this caveat that this is an exit poll, and it does not necessarily mean that they are right, that these are not actual outcomes. The real results will come on June 4th. In the past, most exit polls in India have been about 70 to 75% accurate. There is one poll that is called Axis My India poll, which we will be using primarily for today's discussion, which claims that it has a 94% accuracy rating. Even though it's pretty recent, this is probably their third Lok Sabha elections. I think they did 2014, 19, and now, but they claim that they are more scientific and more accurate. See Voter also has much claims to scientific polling. And the only remarkable thing about all the polls here is that all of them more or less have the same prediction. So this is very important to keep in mind, that all of them have made a very similar prediction, which means that there is more accuracy in these exit polls than there were in the past. So what I intend to do is to talk about the general forecast for the rest of the country, and then look at the states which BJP was expected to lose from pundits, and then look at the states which the BJP was expected to do worse. So basically, I'm going to look at the North and the West. So you could argue that today's discussion is guided to some extent by Prashant Kishore's assessment that India should be seen as North and West, which is the Hindi belt or the Hindutva belt, and then East and South. So basically Bihar, Bengal, and then southern states. And so he said that in this Bihar, Bengal, and the southern states, BJP has never got more than 50 seats in the Lok Sabha parliament. And in the North and the West, BJP has nearly swept the entire region, thereby getting 302 seats. And in partnership with its alliance, NDA, it has got 352 in 2019. And so Prashant Kishore's prediction was that in this election, he felt that if there is any loss in the North and the West, he used the word that there will be no material damage to BJP in the North and the West. And he predicted that BJP will gain both in the East and the South. Very specific and very strategic predictions. As you can recall, when I did the conversation, I have no independent data to confirm which point of view was right, but I did make the point that I found Prashant Kishore's arguments very interesting and very persuasive. So let's look at the exit polls. I know if you're watching television in India and you're watching, you probably know all of these things. I just might make two or three observations. And one thing I feel is that there is an election effect on the election itself, which means the fact that it is so protracted, goes for nearly 4, 5, 6 to 7 weeks itself, the process and the discussion that is going on about elections is having an impact on the election. There is no doubt on it. I would prefer that the elections happen in just 2 or 3 days and boom, and the results are out within a day. The whole process should take less than a week. And this is not a good way of doing elections at all, in my opinion. But I'm one voice, and we'll see what the others do. So this is, if you look at this, this is a summary. I took this from India Today's website. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different predictions on the exit polls. And if you look at it, the lowest prediction is coming from C voters who say NDA will get 353, and that is the lowest. And the highest is is today's Chanakya, which says NDA will get, if everything goes well, 415 seats, and Axis My India, which is expected to be the most accurate one, says that India will get 401. So fulfilling the slogan that Amit Shah and Modi have been using before and during the election, "Ab ke baar 400 par." So that is the prediction of both Axis My India, today's Chanakya, and CNX. So basically, what is interesting is that other parties, the non-NDA alliance, is going to be squeezed out, and basically it's going to become a two alliance issue, NDA versus India alliance. All right, so I want to look at these 4 states, which are part of the Northwest, or the BJP's traditional homeland, or the states where BJP did really well, more or less in 2019. Clearly, they got, I think, 62 seats in Uttar Pradesh. They had swept Madhya Pradesh. They had done okay in Bihar. And of course, they had about 26 seats with their partners in Karnataka. So the current predictions that you see, and these are predictions by India, what is it called? Axis My India, is that BJP and its partner NDA is going to win 64 to 67 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Basically, they're going to dominate. India Alliance may get 8 or 12. And then they will also dominate Madhya Pradesh, completely sweep, maybe lose 1 seat to the India Alliance, or completely sweep Madhya Pradesh. They are expected to do the same in Rajasthan and Karnataka and other parts. They will also not only retain, perhaps do better in Karnataka. Yes, India Alliance is expected to get 3 to 5. BJP with its partners had about 26 last time, so they are expected to basically hold Karnataka. So in spite of the fact that Congress won the elections, like in 2018 when it won the elections and lost the Lok Sabha in Karnataka, the same pattern seems to be repeating here. Bihar is quite a surprise. NDA is expected to do significantly better in Bihar. This is part of the eastern segment that Prashant Kishore was talking about. And then if you look at the southern states, this is where the real story is, that the BJP is expected to do reasonably well in Telangana. So the NDA is expected to get 11 to 12 seats out of 17 in Telangana, and Congress will get 4 to 6. There's an expectation that BRS might get 1, and Asaduddin Owaisi might hold on to his seat. So other than that, in Telangana, BJP is expected to, the forecast is that the 43% vote share, and the vote seat is much, much more than that. Odisha is going to be mind-boggling. NDA is expected to win 18 to 20 seats out of 21. It's going to sweep Odisha. West Bengal is perhaps the biggest story, I think, of this election. Basically, South and East are going to be the biggest stories, where BJP is expected to win 26 to 31. It had, I think, 18 seats in 2019, and Trinamool Congress TMC had 22. So basically, they're cutting TMC in half. Congress is going to be irrelevant, and BJP is going to dominate West Bengal when it comes to Lok Sabha elections. Andhra Pradesh is another big major success story, possibly. It had 0 seats in Andhra Pradesh in 2019, and now it's expected to get all of them, at least 21 out of the 25 seats, or 23 out of 25. So it looks, if you just look at these 4 states, 20, if it gets even the minimum 21 in Andhra Pradesh plus 11, that's 32, plus 32 plus West Bengal 26, that's 58, plus 18. So it is quite possible that BJP could hit 80 seats. And if you add Bihar to this, then it could reach 100 in the East and South zone, where it has not even got 50 seats until this elections. It is also expected to win 1 or 2 seats one in Kerala at least, and get on the board even in Tamil Nadu. And so Prashant Kishore says what is critical for states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu in particular is not how many seats BJP wins, but what is its vote share, and that is very critical. So the point is that until now we were talking about BJP Mukt South India, that is gone, even though they may not have governments at the moment. But their Lok Sabha performance clearly shows that BJP has become a national party. If these exit polls are correct, then BJP is everywhere, their ideology and their stuff. So there are some key questions that will now need to be discussed and talked as to what impact. But all of that will depend on the actual mandate that Prime Minister Modi gets. There's going to be a huge difference between 390 and 401. Even though all Modi needs is 274, but there is this whole psychological impact and perception if he crosses the 400 margin. And if BJP itself reaches 370, then that will be an incredible achievement. So the questions we really need to talk is what kind of an impact will such a huge mandate give to Modi, in what are the possible domestic policies and foreign policy approaches that he will approach. He has on more than one occasion said that get ready for big decisions, bade nirnay honge. I mean, talked about how he's going to make major decisions. It has led to all kinds of speculations about changes in constitutions, changes in the legal system, etc. So those are the things that we need to explore. I'm going to wait till June 4th to see exactly what the mandate is before we start discussing that. The second issue is obviously what impact it's going to have on foreign policy, and also the question: is there a future anymore for the party that was instrumental in India's freedom struggle, the Indian National Congress, and also ask this serious question about the leadership of Rahul Gandhi. This is for Modi a hat trick of victories, and this will be for Rahul Gandhi a hat trick of defeats. So he was a face of the opposition in 2014 and 2019, and now will there be a leadership change? And so on. There are many issues on the basis of which they could have done well, inflation, unemployment, etc. But they failed to harness the unhappiness over this, and so we will talk about it on June 4th. But from the exit polls, it does appear that Mr. Modi is heading for a hat trick, and not just a hat trick, but is going to become prime minister with a massive mandate. So keep an eye open. I will try to bring in more experts to talk about what potentially they see are the possible changes in domestic politics and particularly in foreign policy. Let's try to see with this kind of mandate what Dr. Jaishankar will do in the international arena and global geopolitics, because he's going to feel much more bolder and stronger if BJP does get 400 seats. Just winning is enough. It says that at least Indians support everything that BJP has done in the last 10 years. So anyway, so let's wait till June 4th to really get into the nitty-gritty of this discussion. Until then, I'm your host, Muqtedar Khan. Please subscribe to Khanversations. Ring the bell icon so as soon as I post videos about as the result comes out, you will get a notification. So subscribe to the channel, like this video, press the bell icon, and remember to share it with the rest of the world. And until next time, I'm your host, Muqtedar Khan. Take care.